Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are good. So, you all have finished with your exams now, and it's time to complete your art integrated activity. And please start sending it because the last date will be 15th December. Okay. Or you can even submit it on children 16th. But don't delay in submitting your activities now. Now, children, today we will start with a new lesson, that is the Sermon at Benares. This chapter, children, is written by Betty Renshaw and it covers the journey of Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha, you all know, he was a philosopher, a spiritual guru, also a religious leader in ancient India. How many of you know his full name? Gautam Buddha's full name? Siddhartha Gautam, right? And he was born in Lumbini, which is a place near Nepal. Okay, so this chapter covers his journey from princehood. Okay, he was born in a royal family. So the journey from princehood to his saintly life. After seeing the suffering of the world, children, Buddha decided to give up all the worldly pleasures and seeked enlightenment. And he finally attained salvation under a tree. Remember the place where he got that salvation? Under a tree at Bodh Gaya. His first sermon, children, was delivered at Benares near the bank of the Ganges. Now let us talk about the author. She is Betty Renshaw, children. She was born in Mississippi on September 3, 1927. Now, children, this story, the main characters, that is very obvious, Gautam Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. As I said, he was a spiritual teacher. Then we have Kissa Gautami. She was a young mother whose only son had died. She was a loving and caring mother. But at the same time, children, she became selfish and wanted to get her son back after death. Is it possible, children? So let's read and understand the story. Gautam Buddha, children, as I said, was born in a royal family. He was born as a prince named Siddhartha Gautam in northern India. When he was 12 years old, he was sent for schooling in Hindu sacred scriptures. 4 years later, he returned home and got married to a princess. They had a son. They lived a royal life for 10 years. Gautam Buddha, he was protected from the sufferings of the world. One day, he saw a sick man, an old man. Okay, so he saw a sick man. Then second, he saw an old man. Then he saw a funeral procession and a monk begging for money and food. And he was moved, children. The sight of a sick man, a funeral procession, all this moved Buddha, and he then went out to seek enlightenment. He travelled aimlessly for 7 years and then he stayed under a peepal tree until he attained enlightenment. After 7 days, he got enlightened and renamed the tree as Bodhi tree. Bodhi tree, it means tree of wisdom. There he began to teach and share his knowledge, and from there on he was known as Buddha. So Buddha gave his first sermon at the city of Benares. It is the holiest of the dipping places on the river Ganges. This sermon reflects Buddha's wisdom about the kind of suffering that is impossible to interpret. Now let us hear Kis Gautami's story. Kis Gautami, children, she had only one son who had died. She carried her dead son in her arms and went door to door asking for medicines for her dead child. The neighbors pitied her but could not help her, as her son was dead. They were as helpless as Kis Gautami and couldn't go against the will of God. Finally, somebody suggested that she should go to Sakya Muni. Buddha was also called as Sakya Muni, children. Okay. So she went to meet Gautam Buddha. Buddha told her to bring a handful of mustard seeds from a house where death had never knocked at the door. She thought that it was a very easy task. She went from door to all the houses in the village, but couldn't find a single house where death had not taken a beloved away. She sat down, hopeless and tired. She soon realized that she was being very selfish in her grief, because death is common to all children. It is inevitable, unavoidable. Then she reached finally to Gautam Buddha and she told her story that she has come empty handed, as there is no house where death had not taken a beloved away. So Buddha replied to her,